and welcome to another episode of RedReadyman. In this episode, we're going to be taking a look at Pokemon from Gen 6 called Chesnaught. Chesnaught came out early December, and we saw a lot of play with it in the Great League, in the opening 2 weeks of that. Unfortunately, I didn't get one with good enough IVs to be worth investing in, but I did catch this one, which is a rank 6, and mixed results. It took a lot of resource. I spent a heap of Stardust. I even had to go into my rare candies to be able to pair it up because I didn't have enough candies. And do I regret it? Yes. But am I going to make a video out of it to make my resources count? Yes, I am too. So this is one set that I did. I managed to get to Ace rank, which is level 20. By doing this team, I have tanked my rating, and I think I'm going to have to go back to something a little bit more playable. And you'll see what I mean by that in the video. Couple of housekeeping things. First of all, if you're new to the channel, please, I'd love to have you as part of our family here, and I'd love you to subscribe. And secondly, I know it's been a couple of weeks since I last posted a video. I have been on Twitch above, which I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 12 midday, and we have a great group of people across there who come and hang out and auto-rec battle with me, and occasionally I'll lose a few GBL sets in there as well. But I would love to see you come along there. The reason for me not posting for the last couple of weeks, I've been going through quite a few things personally and professionally, which has not been great for me, and I've not been in the best of places. But I am back, and I'm going to try and be back, and I will try and do more of these videos because I love the community that we have here on YouTube and on Twitch. I love hanging and talking with you guys, and it's fun, isn't it? So let's get into the battles anyway. Enough of my waffly personal life stuff, and let's get into this set of battles. So playing in Premier Cup, I haven't done any Open Ultra yet. And a lot of that is because I don't really have a lot of XL candies, and I'm a bit worried about going in there and finding some XL stuff. Leading with Drifblim. Now, this is a terrible lead for me. Drifblim on Charizard is not great. I'm just going to go straight Icy Wind here before they get a chance to get a move off, and just try and debuff them. They see it as a good way of staying in, and it is a great matchup for them. But I'm just going to double shield here if they don't back out, because I don't want any of my other Pokemons to really see them either. So I'm going to throw another Icy Wind. This is going to make them shield if they want to keep this Charizard alive, which they do, which is fantastic. So it's now double debuffed. And I'm going to shield again here. And I'm going to kind of farm a little bit unless they dive out, which they do, which is fantastic. And they come in with a Chesnaught. Now, I know the Chesnaught is really weak to ice. This is going to be super effective if they let it through, but it doesn't. And it debuffs them as well. And I've got another one lined up, so they're going to have to spend another shield here. So although I'm double shielded, they've just blown 2 shields as well. And all of the Chesnaught's moves against me are not very effective, particularly when it's double debuffed. So I can let whatever, well, I've got to let whatever comes through. But the Energy Ball doesn't do that much damage to me at all. I get to another Icy Wind, and this will be taking them out. So they've lost both shields, and I've still got 2 fit and healthy Pokemon, and they've got a Swampert. So fantastic. They're throwing energy. This is what I really want them to do here, because Sludge Wave will do a lot of damage to Chesnaught. It can tank 1, and you can see here the fast moves are just doing loads of damage. Now, CMP tied for the Energy Ball. Nothing has changed my look on CMP, and I do CMP and everything. You see there the Sludge Wave does a lot of damage, but this is going to take them out. Now, I know they've got that Charizard still in the back, so in comes the Charizard, which will do a lot of damage to me, and they've managed to farm a little bit of energy. But luckily Snorlax is so bulky that it can take this Blast Burn even if it's not debuffed anymore, and take it out. I managed to lick down, and that's GG's to my opponent. So that was all about alignment and energy management and shield management. Getting the shields in the right place, making sure that bad lead wasn't turned into a better lead to line up afterwards, and everything kind of did go pretty perfectly afterwards. And that's really what you do need with this team, is perfect alignment. So we met with a Snorlax here. Not a fantastic matchup for us here, because Hex won't do a lot. Icy Wind will do some damage and get the debuffs, but won't take any shields. But I am going to stay in here because I don't really see what else I can do apart from bringing my own Snorlax, which means that they'll probably swap into something else. So I'm going to shield the first Body Slam here. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but I may as well be shielding now than later because I'm going to throw another Icy Wind on it here. And it's just going to get weaker and weaker. So probably the best place for the shield was there. Going to try and get to another Icy Wind. Don't get to it before their Body Slam. Body Slam is 3 and 3 moves, and Icy Wind is 4. But they swap out. Now I'm just going to straight throw the Shadow Ball here because all they've seen me do is throw Icy Winds so far, and they're going to let those through. So let that go through. They're going to throw the Icy Wind now, which might get a shield if they've lost track of where my energy's at. Unfortunately, it doesn't, but it does get that debuff on them, which is going to be quite important here. So I have 1 shield left. Now, this seems a little counterintuitive because is it Ice Beam, I think, on... Ice Beam on Lapras will do super effective damage, but I'm just going to try and get to the Energy Ball and try and get them out. Now, this will probably get a shield because they're going to be coming up for another one, but it doesn't. They let it through, which is great. So, maintaining the alignment here, and in comes Charizard, which is not good for me at all. This will probably one-shot me if it is a Blast Burn, but I think it might be a Dragon Claw, which I do survive. Now, I'm going to try and get to back-to-back Superpowers. Superpower will do around about 30% damage to Charizard, but they've got shield, so they're going to shield this. But I'm going to go back-to-back, and hopefully this will stop them getting as much farm on me as well, which is really important. And that Superpower goes through. Not as effective as the other one would have been. Now, if this is a Blast Burn, we're going to be able to take the Blast Burn. We will survive a Blast Burn. Just. So I'm going to go for the Body Slam straight away. Try and draw that. Have they got a shield left now? Is it? Yeah, draw their final shield. And it's a race to the Body Slam here. They swap, which was smart. I'd already thrown the move as they swapped. So this went blindly into their Snorlax. But I'm going to try to lick down here. Not going to be able to, so get to the Body Slam before them. It's going to be very close, this one. I think I lose this one because I don't see how that Charizard can win. Now try and do something smart there and swap into the Chesnaught, but he dies as soon as it gets that Fire Spin, and they have a move ready to go. But very, very close game, and if I just played a little smarter and maybe not thrown straight into their Snorlax, it could have been a slightly different outcome. But going into the next match, and let's see what we met with here. So we are met with a Gyarados. So Crunch will do not much damage to us. Aquatail will not do not much damage to us. So we're kind of smart to stop in here. Now, overfarm a little bit. Get the Icy Wind off because they're about to get to a move. They're going to throw the move at me. And they're building up a lot. I do shield the first one because, again, I'm going to throw another Icy Wind now. And that will... unfortunately, I got greedy, so I'm having to double shield again. You've seen a fairly familiar pattern here that I double shield the Drifblim a lot. So I'm going to build up to 2 Icy Winds. Hopefully this will get at least 1 shield because they might think it's a Shadow Ball, which they obviously do. Another one. Now they're 4 times debuffed at this point, so anything they throw at me is going to be not as... And I dive out for some kind of crazy reason. And I think I dived out because I thought this was going to be the Aquatail. It is the Crunch, but the Crunch is also not effective. So that's fine because of our fighting type. They come into Gengar, get a little bit of lag. Unfortunately, we're switch locked here, which is not good for us because the fighting type is going to take super effective from all of the charge moves from Gengar here. So this will wipe us out in one shot. Which it does. It's a Shadow Ball. They definitely went for overkill there. Now we should go with our Snorlax. Snorlax resists all of Gengar's moves here, and they are locked in. And we managed to farm down and get a heap of energy, and we get a lead. Now this is not good for us to see the Swampert with Sludge Wave and Hydro Cannon. It's going to be a Hydro Cannon. It will do about 50% of our health. Farm up just a little bit more, trying to get a couple of Body Slams off before this Snorlax goes down. And we get another one off, which is fantastic, which will take them fairly low. If not quite enough. And we swap into the Drifblim to take the Hydro Cannon here because our best chance of winning here is Snorlax. And back comes in their Gyarados, and we manage to lick down. So that's what I was saying about this team needing to be smart. You need to manage your energy well, but you also need to make smart swaps. And I'm not a smart player, so this is a really hard team for me to play. And I'm sure in the hands of a seasoned PvPer, they would handle this team a lot better. But I really enjoy it. I really like playing it. Now, what I'm going to plan to do here is get a couple of hexes in and then swap into the Snorlax to catch the move, which I do perfectly. Now, this is my safe swap anyway, so I need to get out of there. That would be what I swapped into. Unfortunately, they've got an Escavalier in the back, which is going to do a heap of damage to us. So I am going to shield up the first move here, which is probably going to be a drill run. It is a drill run. That will do in neutral damage and a lot at that. So I get to the body slams. I'm going to go back-to-back body slams here, hoping they think I've gone back-to-back superpowers. So I get the first shield, which is fantastic. And unfortunately here, I lost CMP again. So the drill one would have knocked me out. And I think with hindsight, I should have let that through. I think this is the point that I lost this game, because that's great. I get their second shield, but they've got some more farm down on us. And really, if I'd let that go and come in with the Drift Bloom, I would have been in a much, much stronger position. So I'm going to throw the Icy Wind here and try and get out. I was desperately trying to swap there, but unfortunately my switch timer wasn't up, which was also against me. This will one-shot, and it doesn't, so they undercharged a little bit just to get a little bit more energy. This competitor here was playing this game so smartly, undercharging that Shadow Ball. Now, if I can get to the Energy Ball, I thought this would be enough to knock out, but it's not quite enough on a Lapras. And Lapras having Ice Beam, he's just going to one-shot me here. So GG's to my opponent. It was close. If I could have just got a little bit more damage in there, then we might have stood a chance of winning. But they played that very smartly. And I love losing those games, because when you lose to a competitor that's playing better than you, then that's fine. It's when lag kicks in or things don't go as they should do that it gets really frustrating. So we met with the perfect lead here. Sludge Bomb and Frenzy Plant will do absolutely nothing to us. So we're going to throw the Icy Wind. I'm going to let them throw this charge move. They'd be better throwing the Frenzy Plant. So yeah, that's the better move to throw. But we get the Icy Wind off. I guess we're going to get a shield and they duck out, would be the way that they normally play it. But they're not, they're staying in. Oh, and then they dive out. Okay, so Arcanine. For some reason, I decided to stay in and throw the Icy Wind first just to get the debuff. And I'm not sure, I can't remember how this one works out, but I think it could be what actually wins me the game, if I remember correctly. So I'm going to shield up this first flamethrower. They are going to get to a second flamethrower before I'm able to get rid of them here. But because it's debuffed, it doesn't do as much as it would have. So that Icy Wind actually proved quite key there. Getting a lovely bit of lag. Throw the Body Slam just out of frustration because of the lag. Trying to get to another Body Slam before they do. I managed to farm down, holding off, throwing. Now throw this into the Venusaur. This will do a little bit of chip damage, more. I'm going to shield up here. And I'm going to try and get a little bit more energy. I know, because swap out into Drift Bloom, get that Icy Wind off. Because they've thrown the energy, it meant that I knew they were a way off getting into another charge attack. And I know I can outpace the Venusaur to a charge attack there. So that's great. Arcanine comes in and beautiful, throws energy at me, which is fantastic. Wild Charge. And now I'm going to come with the Chesnaught just to build up a little bit of energy. Now what I really want to see here is a Swampert. Now, Sludge Wave will do around about 70% damage to me. A Hydro Cannon will do nothing, so the Hydro Cannon just chips away there. I get to the Energy Ball, throw the Energy Ball at them. Just about one-shots. So GG's to my opponent there. Perfect alignment, perfect things coming my way. That's what happens when everything is going good. And you see there we got a 3 and 2 out of the 5. Really happy with that one. There was one game I think I could have won and I should have won, so it would have been a 4-1. And a couple of them were pretty good wins. Now this is exactly what you don't want when you have no Pokeballs, is a stupid Growlithe that you can't run away from, won't go into the ball and keeps moving. But I'm getting good at the excellence now, so my ELO has tanked. It's tanked even further. since recording this because I've been trying to make this team work more and more and failing miserably. But it's a fun team. I like it. I think it's a little bit different. I'm bored of playing the meta a little bit, and it was time to try and build something new and try and play with something new. Listen, if you're at this point, you're 15 minutes into this, so thank you very much for being part of it. But what are you still doing here?